Trump is really a man of his word. Just days after his victory, his administration is already rolling out ambitious plans aimed at strengthening America from within and reshaping its global influence. From tightening border security and jumpstarting the economy to shaking up foreign policy, the impact is already making waves. Campaign promises are swiftly coming to life, while responses from around the world hint at a global stage bracing for a new era in US leadership. But what do these early moves mean for America's economy and its role on the world stage? And how will they impact the everyday lives of Americans? In this video, we'll explore the initial actions of the Trump administration, looking closely at the promises coming to life and what they could hold for the future. So, stay tuned for an in-depth look at this pivotal moment. Donald Trump's presidential comeback has sparked a storm of reactions across the globe. His landslide victory, securing 301 electoral votes, marks a historic return that's already shaking up the political and economic landscape. And just days into his win, Trump's team is wasting no time. The administration is moving at lightning speed to build a solid foundation for the term ahead, kicking off with the crucial appointment of the Chief of Staff. This first move signals Trump's commitment to creating a powerhouse leadership team ready to tackle America's biggest domestic and international challenges head-on. Donald Trump's attempts to restructure his administration for a second term in the immediate wake of his election demonstrated a fresh strategic approach based on the knowledge gained from his first term. Trump took decisive action and chose seasoned politicians who were dependable, skilled, and shared his views in order to assemble a close-knit cabinet that would be prepared to implement his policy objectives in the right way and as fast as possible. One of Trump's first major moves was appointing Susie Wiles as White House Chief of Staff. Throughout Trump's campaign, Wiles played a crucial role, helping to stabilize his business, tactically manage his narrative, and steer his overwhelming electoral victory. Wiles, who is well known for her strategic yet successful approach, has run campaigns for well-known Republicans in the past, solidifying her standing as a powerful figure in GOP politics. By giving her the position of Chief of Staff, Trump made it apparent that he wanted a steady, devoted, and practical hand running his government. Wiles is expected to serve as a vital gatekeeper, advising Trump on important choices and overseeing communications between the president and other parts of government, in addition to overseeing day-to-day operations. Her capacity to manage access and facilitate communication inside the White House hierarchy may be crucial in maintaining the administration's laser-like focus on its top priorities. In addition to Wiles, there are a few other names that started to circulate as possible cabinet members. One candidate being considered in Trump's government is Paul Mango, a former Deputy Chief of Staff at the Department of Health and Human Services. During Trump's first administration, Mango had a significant impact, especially on Operation Warp Speed, which sought to accelerate the development of a COVID-19 vaccine. Given the continued importance of health and pandemic preparedness, his experience in both organizational management and health policy may prove to be a great advantage. Trump's strategy also involves assembling advisors who are well-versed in economic policy to push forward his agenda of revitalizing American industry. One well-known figure is Larry Kudlow, who advised Trump on economic matters during his first term. Kudlow may play a significant role in putting plans intended to restore manufacturing employment to the US into effect because of his extensive understanding of supply-side economics and pro-business views. Trump hopes to allay the worries of American workers and investors who are keen to see development and job creation on their own soil by selecting experts with first-hand knowledge of economic revitalization. As Trump's administration builds a foundation for consistent and stable governance, the international community is already taking notice. Global leaders have responded to his victory with a mixture of caution and anticipation, signaling a readiness to adapt to potential shifts in US foreign policy. Trump's 2024 election victory set off a wave of responses from leaders around the world, with many reaching out to congratulate him and signal openness to future dialogue. Chinese President Xi Jinping was one of the first to strike a tone of cautious optimism, She commended Trump on his win and voiced a desire for a good and healthy relationship between the United States and China, hinting at a new approach for managing the complex ties between these two superpowers. Xi Jinping's speech reflects China's awareness of future challenges, particularly in the areas of trade and technology, where Trump has a strong track record. Xi Jinping's call for stability signaled a desire to avoid further escalation of tensions, even as the two countries prepare for diplomatic and economic talks. Similarly, Russian President Vladimir Putin expressed his willingness to have a diplomatic conversation with the United States. Cooperation and conflict with Russia were present during Trump's prior term, especially in relation to NATO and sanctions. Given that Trump has shown a desire to look into win-win solutions, Putin's response suggests an openness to reopening channels that have cooled in recent years. Better ties with Russia might result in the reversal of alliances and the easing of sanctions, which might change the nature of US-Russian relations. Putin's gesture reflects Russia's hope for a period of recalibrated diplomacy, where issues like arms control and regional security might be negotiated with renewed focus. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi joined the chorus of world leaders acknowledging Trump's return, framing his message around the idea of building on past successes. Over the past 10 years, India and the United States have had closer ties thanks to cooperation in trade, technology, and defense. Modi's message, which emphasized shared democratic principles and interests, expressed a willingness to keep going in this direction. Trump's win offers India a chance to deepen the Indo-US alliance, which is strategically significant for Asia's economic development and regional security. Hamas even called for Trump to keep good on his word, signaling that almost everyone is ready to end the wars. These responses to Trump's victory reveal a sense of optimism among world leaders, each eyeing his administration as a potential ally in tackling today's urgent global challenges. Financial markets were immediately upbeat about Trump's return to the president, indicating that investors trusted his pro-business policies and position. The idea of fewer restrictions and cheaper corporate taxes under his administration caused the stock market to soar, with key indices soaring in reaction. Trump's emphasis on job creation and economic growth, which he has pledged to assist through a number of incentives meant to boost local production, is well known to investors. Cryptocurrency values increased in tandem with this first market surge, as many saw the possibility of a more lenient regulatory stance under Trump. Anticipating an administration more supportive of financial innovation and digital assets, cryptocurrency markets reacted with renewed strength. One of the primary economic goals of Trump's administration is the revitalization of American manufacturing, aiming to reverse the offshoring trend that has characterized the US economy for decades. Trump has put forth a number of tariffs, including high fees on items made elsewhere, in an effort to boost home production. The administration is considering imposing a 10% universal duty on all imports, with the possibility of higher duties of up to 60% on goods produced in particular countries, such as China. By raising the price of foreign goods, this strategy aims to level the playing field for American companies and encourage them to return their production facilities to the US. In addition to domestic production, Trump's trade policy has also brought significant changes to the international community, especially in the energy sector. In response to Trump's demand for America's energy independence, the European Union expressed its desire to transfer energy resources from Russia to the United States. The EU wants to reduce its dependence on Russian resources, especially considering the problems in the region, and wants to buy oil and gas from the United States. Trump's return to the White House has had an immediate impact on the economy by combining smart policies to strengthen the American economy with business confidence. President Trump aims to create a free trade environment that puts America first by implementing measures such as tariffs, incentives for domestic manufacturing, and increased energy exports. As Trump's administration prioritizes economic independence through policies that bolster American industry, this focus on national interests extends to domestic security. Trump has made strengthening the southern border and domestic security a top priority of his administration's agenda, and he plans to do so when he returns to office. Early on, the administration implemented measures to reduce illegal immigration with the goal of increasing deportations and limiting entrance. In addition to improving surveillance and technology to detect and prevent illegal crossings, the measures include a continued commitment to building physical barriers along key areas of the southern border. In a surprising move, the mayor of New York City has already announced that food vouchers for unauthorized immigrants would no longer be provided. This change in policy differs from the city's prior position, which offered aid to immigrants irrespective of their immigration status. The mayor's choice reflects growing concerns about the financial burden on local resources and is consistent with Trump's larger call for tighter immigration policies. The goal of removing these vouchers is to provide legal residents and citizens priority access to services. This decision has generated a lot of discussion both inside and outside the city. This ruling reflects a broader pattern in other states and localities that has been impacted by Trump's policy, which centers on rerouting assistance to lawful citizens. Trump's determination to change U.S. immigration laws to better match his vision of national sovereignty and economic priority for Americans is reflected in this increased attention on border security and immigration policy. So, what are your thoughts on these ambitious plans? Do you think Trump's strategies will bring the changes he promised? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates like this. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay informed.